pick up the camera, shoot something. No matter how small, no matter how cheesy, no matter whether your friends and your sister star in it. Put your name on it as director. Now you're a director. Everything after that you're just negotiating your budget and your fee. If you set your goals ridiculously high and it's a failure, you will fail above everyone else's success. I'm a storyteller. That's what exploration really is all about. Going to places where others haven't been and returning to tell a story they haven't heard before. The magic doesn't come from within the director's mind, it comes from within the hearts of the actors. There are many talented people who haven't fulfilled their dreams because they overthought it, or they were too cautious and were unwilling to make the leap of faith. People call me a perfectionist, but I'm not. I'm a rightist. I do something until it's right, and then I move on to the next thing. I like the evening in India. The one magic moment when the sun balances on the rim of the world, and the hush descends, and 10,000 civil servants drift homeward on a river of bicycles, brooding on the Lord Krishna and the cost of living. I had read tons of science fiction. I was fascinated by other worlds, other environments. For me, it was fantasy. But it was not fantasy in the sense of pure escapism. I don't use film cameras. I don't do visual effects the same way. We don't use miniature models, it's all CG now, creating worlds in CG. It's a completely different tool set, but the rules of storytelling are the same. I love short trips to New York. To me it is the finest 3-day town on earth. Storytelling is storytelling. You still play by the same narrative rules. The technology is completely different. I don't use one piece of technology that I used when I started directing. To convince people to back your idea, you've got to sell it to yourself and know when it's the moment. Sometimes that means waiting. It's like surfing. You don't create energy, you just harvest energy already out there. Nature's imagination is so boundless compared to our own meager human imagination. I'm hopeful that we'll be able to study the ocean before we destroy it. The Jacques Cousteau shows actually got me very excited about the fact that there's an alien world here on Earth. I blame it on Walt Disney, where animals are given human qualities. People don't understand that a wild animal is not something that is nice to pat. It can seriously harm you. The future of 3D will be defined by TV. I believe 3D is inevitable because it's about aligning our entertainment systems to our sensory system. We all have two eyes. We all see the world in 3D. And it's natural for us to want our entertainment in 3D as well. It's just getting the technology. It's really more the business model than the technology piece. we've solved the technology. You know, in the filmmaking business no one ever gives you anything. I try to live with honor, even if it costs me millions of dollars and takes a long time. It's very unusual in Hollywood. Few people are trustworthy. The handshake means nothing to them. They feel they're required to keep an agreement with you only if you're successful or they need you. I mean, you have to be able. You have to have made the commitment within yourself to do whatever it takes to get the job done and to try to inspire other people to do it. Because obviously the first rule is you can't do it by yourself. Building upon the world we created with Avatar has been a rare and incredibly rewarding experience. In writing the new films, I've come to realize that Avatar's world, story and characters have become even richer than I anticipated, and it became apparent that 2 films would not be enough to capture everything I wanted to put on screen. Any direct experience that I have with indigenous peoples and their plights may feed into the nature of the story I choose to tell. In fact, it almost certainly will. I do an awful lot of scuba diving. I love to be on the ocean, under the ocean. I live next to the ocean. The film industry is about saying no to people, and inherently you cannot take no for an answer. Every time you dive, you hope you'll see something new, some new species. Sometimes the ocean gives you a gift, sometimes it doesn't. If you wait until the right time to have a child you'll die childless. And I think filmmaking is very much the same thing. You just have to take the plunge and just start shooting something even if it's bad. Inspiration can hit you in the head at any time in any context. It could happen in a conversation. Talking to someone at a party, you can get an idea. But you've got to remember those inspirations. You have to not listen to the naysayers because there will be many and often they'll be much more qualified than you and cause you to sort of doubt yourself.